Student, is that visible to you now on the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Okay. Today, we are to continue with the discussion about religion and social work practice in India. Earlier, I was speaking to you about this contribution, the immense contribution of different religions to social work development. I was also speaking to you that religion has been a major source of inspiration for social work philosophy. Religion, all the religions of the world speak about human love, human security, human protection, human service, and ultimately human happiness. All the religions of the world univocally speak about human welfare and human happiness. In the same line, social work philosophy is known as humanitarian philosophy that always looks for human comfort, human happiness, human welfare, human well-being, um, through its own, by using different approaches of social work, its own methods, tools, and techniques. So all the religions have been very much foundation of the philosophy of social work. And Hinduism, as I was speaking to you in the this one previous classes, Hinduism is one of the, not one of the, it is obviously uh, known to be the oldest religion of the world. Okay, oldest religion. And it started around one can trace it historically uh, around 4,000 years, 4 millions back, 4 million back. It means its presence was felt around 2000 BC. So Hinduism as a religion um, believes in many god, okay, many gods. It is diverse in that sense, with this one, no single god, no single belief, no single social order, but it is inclusive practice or inclusive tradition of spiritualism always. And many of the people, Hindu people, believe that this is Sanatan Dharma. That means eternal law of altruistic life. Altruistic life. That means always it upholds many human virtues. Okay, with welfare of all, irrespective of their religious background and belief. It has the culture of embracing all the people into the fold of Sanatan Dharma. So these are the very this introduction is very short. While speaking about Hinduism, Hinduism is a vast spiritual tradition, embraces all the aspects of life. It is difficult to speak it in Indian context. It is very difficult to speak it in few words. It has a lot of things. It's more than six philosophies it is bounded on, and many things are associated to Hinduism as a belief or a tradition or religion or spiritual practice. But we are here to look at some of the basic tenets of social work in relation to, basic tenets of Hinduism in relation to social work. That means we are to understand the relationship between social work and Hinduism. And that implies again how Hinduism, as many other religions, actually feeds into the philosophy of social work, the practice of social work. And in specific context, we can speak how social work is contributed by Hinduism as a religion, Hinduism as a practice, Hinduism as a tradition, especially in India, and how it is growing in different parts of the world. Uh, to look at the basic tenets of Hinduism, that we can relate it with social work practice. First thing is very basic tenet of Hinduism is ahimsa, non-violence. Ahimsa means non-violence. Ahimsa says that if you are not harming others, and you are not to harm others, you are to not harm others, including many of the animals. You cannot think of harming others. If you think of harming others, there is a belief that man is incarnation of God. Man is another shape of God, and God dwells in every human being. That's why uh, others should respect, and others should not be the victim of your violence. Okay. Then the another basic tenet of Hinduism is Soyam, control of mind and senses. Sanjam, what we call in Odia, Shayam, Samyam. This is uh, very essential for human beings to have control over the many sensual pleasures of the world. And our mind always looks for, our body always looks for physical comfort and sensual pleasure, which is very much prevalent in the materialistic world in the postmodern era. Now, Hinduism, in that context, Hinduism says that there should be complete and sublime control over your senses, anger and hatred and harming others, violence. All uh, you should have a spirituality, or from the religious context, one should have control over all these things. Okay. Then tolerance. In Hinduism, many people, in the context of India, many people live together. Okay. uh, Irrespective of, regardless of different beliefs, opinions, religious and traditions, and different kinds of persons. Okay, different kinds of persons. In that context, all these sections of people, regardless of their economic background, cultural background, they should be tolerated. Nobody should be intolerant towards others, intolerant towards others. We must. There should. Hindu scripture says that it should be, or Sanatan Dharma says that you should be tolerant to others. You should not be intolerant to others. You should embrace others as your brothers and sisters. As Vivekananda said, we are brothers and sisters in the eyes of God, in the eye of the Supreme Creator. So, another important tenet of Hinduism is hospitality. Okay. um, there's It shows humanitarian attitude towards all, magnanimity and value of service to others. Seva, dharma, all these are very much common to Hindu religion. Then the other one is compassion. Um, compassion, that is, in social work, very much it is said as sympathy, compassion, kindness towards others, and holistic feeling towards others. And it is a sense of having uh, the same feeling as the person before you feels. Okay, putting yourself into the shoes of others. When somebody is suffering, you are equally feeling the pain. That is what compassion, kindness, and that is very much embedded in the Hindu philosophy. Then protection, suraksha, what is called suraksha, is another basic tenet of Hinduism, where people are expected, each Hindu is expected to give shelter to others, and those, especially those who are helpless, those who are shelterless, those who are unfortunate, those should be given this one, protection and shelter. Okay, that's why there are many dharmasalas and many other temple shrine, this one, guest, this one, orphanage, and many other institutions that are meant for giving protection to people in need. Then the other one is respect. It always upholds the idea of dignity and respect to human being, and respecting others life. That's what is another important associated with tolerance and other. Then the other one is wisdom. Wisdom is light, self awareness, light or self awareness. And Hinduism has been speaking from the ancient days. It has been very known to speak about the self awareness, self uh, knowledge. Okay, self knowledge. All these are very important, upheld in the Hindu philosophy. Uh, this is the ability to judge. This is the ability to judge what is right and wrong. This is consciousness, conscious use of sense, conscious use of sense, where one can choose what is right. So Hinduism always upholds this. Then uh, austerity. It is again relevant to how you are using your knowledge in a practical sense. Okay, practical sense. How actually, in many contexts, in many instances, you can see even uh, many people, those who call themselves as Hindus or Christians or Muslims or Buddhists and Jainim, it can happen to anyone. Many people, they actually call themselves very spiritual and very religious, and they can give life for God, everything they go on tell. But in real sense, when you look at their practical level, at the practical level, actually they don't do so. And that is against austerity, that is against practical wisdom. People go to temple or church or gurudwara or anywhere, place of worship, and visit God, but after coming from that, immediately they start their this one criminal world. There are people in every religion, so to say, not only in Hinduism. And religion and religious beliefs are not bad, but people, there are people in each religion who commit different kind of this one crimes, and don't follow the religious virtues prescribed for them. And we actually cannot call them religious. Okay, so uh, all the religions are very much associated to practical wisdom, and Hinduism actually upholds that. Then celibacy is an important this one aspect of spiritual life. Okay, spiritual life. Celibacy means you are not to get married and have the worldly pleasure. You Celibacy indirectly very much this one speaks about the detachment from the worldly things. Celibacy, it is in the four the stages of life, dharma ashramas. Okay, for ashramas of um, this one Hinduism, um, it is only during grihasthya stage or married stage one can have sexual pleasure and other associated things to it. But all the other stages, other three stages, are in varna dharma asrama, um, are not supposed to have this one sexual and worldly gratification or worldly pleasure. And people should have control over these things. that Hinduism prescribes about. Then honesty is very much associated with the philosophy of social work, that refers to um, this one denial of self deception or control of self deception. Deception means cheating others and cheating self. Okay, cheating self, and it happens to lose your social connection, lose your social relationship with others, the social trust, because social work stands on social relationship and social connectivity and social network. If you don't have honesty, it doesn't work with go with the philosophy of social work. So Hinduism very much this one becomes the inspiration for this part, this aspect of social work, that it speaks about honesty. Okay, then cleanliness. There is a saying that cleanliness is next to godliness. Hinduism believes in that, keeping clean of things. Clean means it can refer to even your physical cleanliness, spiritual cleanliness, mental cleanliness, social cleanliness. So there should be purity. Okay, there should be purity, inner purity, and external purity also are important in Hinduism, which is very much this one connected to human welfare and human development. Okay, if one is clear and pure in his thought and action, then there is a chance of a peaceful society, peaceful existence of human beings. Then charity is also another very important this one component of both Hinduism and social work. Ch- Charity means serving others or giving others. Okay, without, and real charity lies in giving others or helping others without any expectation in return. Okay, and Hinduism prescribes of this one charity should be done with significant as attention to proper time, place, and worthy person. Okay, ସ୍ଥାନ କାଳ ପାତ୍ର, ସ୍ଥାନ କାଳ ପାତ୍ର ଦେଖି ଦାନ ଧର୍ମ କରାଯିବା ଉଚିତ. It is written in Gita. Bhagavad Gita speaks about this, and Bhagavad Gita is very much apt with social this one aspect of life in Hinduism. There are many things spoken in Bhagavad Gita about helping others, service to humanity, and service to needy and destitute. Okay, these are the basic tenets of Hinduism, very much associated to the philosophy of social work. Some of them are very closely associated, some of them are indirectly associated. Then social concerns of Hinduism, or how contribution of Hinduism to social work, you can say. Okay, some direct relevance we are trying to establish between the relationship between this one um, social Hinduism and social work. Okay, the concept of Atma or soul in Hinduism is very much associated with kindness and respect for each living being. Okay, and that is what in a very rudimentary, very simple sense, when somebody is in problem, when human is in problem, as I was speaking to you, the basic philosophy of social work is solving problem of um, human. Okay, solving problems of human problems, solving human problems and psychosocial problems. Psychosocial problems only are human problems. Okay, so atma, when we talk about when somebody is suffering from some problem, somebody is in problem, crying in pain, then we understand that the soul is crying or paining. And Hinduism upholds the sublime nature of soul, and soul should be always protected. And on the other way, even it is believed that there is a belief of rebirth of the souls. And if you are not doing good works in this life, usually your atma is going to narka. Okay, there is a concept of sarg and nark. Okay, nark, if somebody is not doing good things, not helping others, uh, uh, then after death he is going to narc. Okay, that is uh, this one worst place that soul can live. Painful uh, phase after death. Painful phase after death. Okay, that is punishment for your soul. So of course, earlier this was the social work practice was done due to this fear, but slowly this has changed, and people help others to get own satisfaction, within own satisfaction, the inner happiness. Helping itself gives you that pleasure if you can feel. Okay, that's why people do it out of passion, do it out of kindness. Then the patita pavan concept or dinabandhu concept in social this one Hinduism, that also is very much a part of social work practice in India particularly, and many other Hindu countries, and the parts of different parts of the world where Hinduism is spreading. So this Patita Pavan or Dinabandhu, God is God, and people, those who are really helping others with godly natures, are considered Patita Pavan and Dinabandhu. God, God and goddesses are given this status. So uh, helping the poor and needy and helpless, those who do these works, they are called Patita Pavan or Dinabandhu. Okay, so in Hinduism, this philosophy is upheld, and social work. Uh, while speaking about humanitarian, this one feelings, sympathy for others, helping the needy and destitutes in different way with passion and compassion, it always and particularly in India, it looks towards this concept of Hinduism, and this concept has contributed to the social work practice in India from very early time. Then karma, good work or moral duty. Okay, karma is a moral duty. This is a social responsibility that is prescribed by Hinduism. The concept of karma says, if you are, you every as a human being, you have responsibility for others. If you are doing good to others, then God will grant you goodness. Okay, God will grant you many things. This was the this one concept in Hindu philosophy. This is the concept in Hindu philosophy. And dharma, again, if you are doing good things, then you are gathering something, virtues and good qualities. Okay, good qualities, and you are assured that you are also provided lot of kindness from God. Okay, and for this concept, others are um, If you others are tend to others tend to live a disciplined life. Okay, disciplined life and help others. There is actually karma is the practical aspect of your spiritual commitment or social responsibility. Dharma is a theoretical one, a very very abstract sense, that if I am doing bad things, I'm punished. If I'm doing good to others, then I am rewarded. This feeling, this guidelines is dharma. Karma is the good work I do out of dharma. Okay, the good work I do out of dharma, the responsibility I show due to the sense of dharma, that is karma. That dharma influences our karma. Then moksha. Karma, dharma, and moksha are very much related. Moksha means liberation from the rebirth. Moksha means salvation, liberation. Eh, If I'm doing good things, if I am showing kindness to all human beings, if I carry all the virtues of Hinduism, then I will get this one liberation from the rebirth, or nirban also they sometimes say. It's liberation from the human suffering, worldly suffering. Okay, that's what moksha. Then dan, it is very common, as all we know, charity or giving or sacrifice. If you Hinduism always prescribes for giving charity, arm giving. So that's why many often we see beggars and others needy people gathered in front of the temples, many places. Okay, then this is again Daridra Narayan means the concept says that uh, God lives among the poor. God lives within the poor. That's why if you are serving the poor people, then you are serving God. If you are serving the people, then you are serving God. It has always motivated Indian people to do good to others and serve others and solve others' problem. Then Jagya, it is a kind of offering, spiritual offering, uh, being practiced since the days of early Vedic period. In the early Vedic period, people used to gather in the, as I have said, gather in the river bank, and they used to pray for the welfare of the people, and they used to distribute whatever crops or other belongings they have among the poor people as a part of sacrifice. It is a kind of distributive justice that is core value of social work. Okay? Then these were aesthetic sense or spiritual or theoretical sense of Hinduism. Now, but particularly uh, practical, in practical sense, how social work has been practiced from the ancient days through different small this one and widespread activities. We will just precisely see. There was a Ghana. Ghana means a group of people gathered to help others. Okay, Ghana, the communities or group, like today there are SHGs. SHGs, like SHGs are more organized nowadays, and they are doing a lot of this one work in the grassroots. Those days when people were living in caves and in common places um, in the forest, uh, they used to be in groups. When one was attacked by a wild beast or any other problem, other group of people used to come and help. That was known as Gana. Then guilds. Slowly, when people started agriculture, they created guilds. Guilds mean today's cooperative societies. Guilds were like today's cooperative societies. They used to collect different crops and other materials in the common place and used to help people when they are in problem. Then Jagya also, as I said, it was also a regular important phenomenon in the spiritual life of Vedic people. Vedic people. Then Dan also was a very common uh, practice in Hinduism. It was practical way of giving or helping others instead of only reading about giving and getting this one punya. Um, Practicing dan was very important, very much appreciated in the practice of Hinduism. Sramadan also was another context or where people used to go to others in the agricultural society, Hindu society. People used to help others in cultivation and making houses. Even today, some of the in some of the parts of some parts of the country, there are huge clubs and SSG groups who go out and help people in their work. Sramadan. Then Jagya again, that was very common. Then uh, Suraksha, there is a spelling mistake here. Suraksha, security to people. There were caste panchayats. There were this one Kshatriya people who were responsible for providing security to the people starting from the early Vedic period. Okay, then Vedic period and after. Then um, even after the in the post Vedic period and Vedic period and post Vedic period, during the Maurya Gupta dynasty and Mauryans, Arthashastra of Kautilya, you must have known Arthashastra of Kautilya, which was based on Hindu philosophy. Mauryan Empire, Chandragupta Maurya, who was the teacher of Chandragupta Maurya or advisor of Chandragupta Maurya, right, had written Arthashastra where he said, in the happiness of the people lies king's own happiness. Even during Osaka also it was very much famous. And Chandragupta Maurya actually followed this principle. In the happiness of the people lies the king's own happiness. And it was a precept of Arthashastra written by Kautilya. Okay, and there were division of labor and caste system. That was also, even caste system emerged out of this. Many people believe that division of labor was done in those days, but slowly people were so much this were divided on the division of labor line that this became a permanent structure in Indian society, causing leading to different kinds of problems of inequality and exploitation in over the years, thousands of years. This turned into evil practice in Indian society slowly and lost its relevance. But in the earlier days, people used to divide labor under the caste system. Then there were dharmasalas during the this one Maurya and Gupta period. Then there were Aswamedha Yajnas for the welfare of the people. These were some instances of um, social work practices from the ancient days in India. Then slowly Many reform movements were undertaken by different leaders of based on this one Hindu beliefs, starting from your um, Raja Raman Roy, who created a Brahma Samaj, and Arya Samaj, Dayananda Saraswati, and Ramakrishna Paramahansa, Ramakrishna Mission, all these major this one associations which brought a lot of reformation and stood as greatest reform movements in India were based on this Hindu philosophy and Hindu religious belief. They connected Hindu philosophy with social upliftment and social welfare, and operated to do reform works in India, which was suffering from different kinds of this one, evil practices. Then uh, welfare, development work in health, education. Now, a lot of works are done, as I was speaking to you earlier, starting from your Swami Vivekananda Mott, Sebak songs, Arijan Sebak song, then Sai Trust, Sai Baba Trust, and Ramakrishna Mission. All these are the Brahma Kumaris. There are Brahma Kumaris who also do a lot of works in the field of education and health. And there are many Hindu organizations that have come up on the philosophical basis of Hinduism, and they have innovated many ways and approach for social work practices that contributing to the emergence of social work, professional social work in India. Now, uh, Islam and social work. Islam was a foreign country. It is not a foreign religion. It was not indigenous to India. Okay, but around the in the Middle Ages, middle medieval period, around in the 19th century, many Muslim rulers invaded the subcontinent of India, and with the advent of Muslims, Islam came to India. Slowly, it spread many parts of India, and it profoundly influenced the Indian social tradition and culture over centuries. They ruled for many centuries, and Indian people were had a diffusion sorry infusion of this one Hindu and Muslim culture, and people started living together and getting close to each other, and um, interchanging the culture of each other. That is seen from time to time, and that way Islam has really influenced the socio-economic tradition of the country for century over the centuries. Then um, Islam doesn't believe in racial groupings, caste, and grades, social classes. Actually, the Holy Scripture of Islam, or Quran, that is Quran, doesn't believe in all kinds of classification on the basis of different grounds, okay, different social positions. All the people have been created alike, and irrespective of their lineage, they stand in a row. That is upheld in Quran. Okay, and Quran says the world is based on equity and social justice. That was the maxim means main essence of Quran. Then uh, just we will have a look on basic tenets of Islam. Islam prescribed for belief in one God, only one God, that is Allah. Okay, and Muhammad and Muhammad was the prophet of God, or he was the messenger who spoke to the people, passed the message to people what Allah had said. He was blessedly connected with Allah, Muhammad, and he got the message for the people. Got the message for the people. He was the link between, bridge between the people or faithful and the God, Allah. Okay. Then there are five this one pillars of Islam uh, that you can see on the screen, or you can read. Nothing too much explain about those core things of this one religious perspective. We have to pick up some of the philosophies that are very much relevant to this one social work. Um, Praying and alms giving and fasting in Ramadan, all these are relevant to social work. These practices are among the five main principles of Islam. Um, Islam also believes in final judgment day. That is that is very much associated with this one salvation, nirban in Hinduism, and people always try to protect their soul through different good activities, through the this one Islam faith. Because if you are doing wrong in your life, then you are going to be caught up in the final judgment day. So people have obligation to this, and though we know there are many people who misinterpret the religious scripture and very often do bad things, so they have their own way of interpreting things. But such people are in every religion. We cannot identify them to a particular religion, and those people actually don't have religion. They cannot be called religious in that sense. But what religious scripture says, and many people who really live by, okay, the guidelines of their religion, they really give respect to these kinds of principle, and they do their bit, which contributes to the human welfare and human happiness. What are the social concerns of Islam, or how Islam contributes to social work practice? The very famous among the this one Islam people, Muslim people, is zakat. Zakat is known as social service to this one very this one essential part of human service under Quran. People donate uh, this one portion of their income to the uh, fund, okay, tax, as poor tax, which is used for the privileged and disprivileged or unprivileged Muslims for their welfare and education and health support. Then Diwan e Khariyat, the mechanism created by Firoz Tughlaq, was a ruler in India. Okay, he started these facilities for the treatment of sick and afflicted, those particularly those who were needy and poor, and they could not go to the conventional hospitals. Then Sher Shah Suri, also another this one Muslim ruler, also um, built inns or rest places, okay, rest stands uh, on the road, on the path to on the path, so that those who were traveling in the sun used to take rest there safely. Then hakims, Hakim's the concept of Hakim also was very much famous during the Muslim rule in India. It was started, and these were practitioners of Unani medicines that consists of this one some Ayurvedic and other traditional medicines, which helped the poor people when there were not adequate hospital facilities in India. Then Akbar's Madad in Mass also was a very popular one, which provided food to the people for their work. Poor people, they did not have food to eat and they starved very often. And when people worked for the king, in many places, uh, the landlords and many other people exploited people and they did not give anything to them, like they were bonded laborers and forced laborers. Okay. Those days, this Akbar brought about this Madadi Mass program, and provided food food to the people for their work. Free kitchens, even by Sirsa Suni, also was a popular concept. Free kitchens were started in many places around Delhi and uh, Muradabad and Hyderabad in many places. Then Matavs and clinics, Matavs and clinics for health checkup of people, health care of the people also was Muslim practice that was started during Muslim rules in India. Then maktabs and madrasas also were very important places of this one education for poor people, um, and yatim khanas and orphanages. Um, these are also important ones for orphan children and neglected children, those were controlled by Muslim people in India. These were the different ways or different components under which Muslim people practiced social work and contributed in different ways to do social service to the society and helped in increasing social work practice in India. Friends, because we don't have much time to discuss them elaborately, I am giving them in a capsule, trying to make them very small so that at least you get some hints or some information about that. I hope you are able to get some idea about the syllabus and the contents of your subject here. Uh, Friends, before going ahead, let me open this for discussion. And if any of you have any doubt um, and for any clarification, you can come up with questions now. For 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, we can have a discussion. Then we will continue with the lecture. Students, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very good. So, if you have any questions, please. Uh, any of you have any questions? That is very good. None of you have any doubt or queries for clarification. But don't hesitate if you have any problem in understanding anything in the course. ମୁଁ ଅନୁରୋଧ କରିବି और ମୁଁ ଏଗ୍ରି କରୁଛି ବା ରେଡି ଅଛି ଯେ ଯେକୌଣସି ସମୟରେ ଯାହା ବି ଯଦି ଡାଉଟ୍ ହଉଛି ଦେନ୍ ପଚାରି ପାରିବେ ମତେ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ପଚାରି ପାରିବେ doubts clear କରିପାରିବେ. It doesn't matter what language you are speaking. Language is not a big problem. Most intellectual people sometimes do not want to speak English. Since ଆମକୁ English ଗୋଟେ medium of instruction ଦିଆଯାଇଛି, then we are bound to do because there may be people um, who are not able, may not know Odia. Okay, that's why we are bound to speak in English. ସେଇଟା ମ୍ୟାଟର ନୁହଁ. ଯଦି ଆମର କିଛି ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ରହୁଛି ତାହେଲେ ଆପଣମାନେ ଆରାମସେ ଫିଲ୍ କମ୍ଫର୍ଟେବଲ ଟୁ ଆସ୍କ ମି. ହଁ, ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିକାଲରେ ପ୍ରଥମେ ମୁଁ ବହୁତ ସମୟରେ ଦେଖିଛି ଯୋଉମାନେ MSW କୋର୍ସ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଏ ଯୋଉ ଜର୍ନାଲ ଆଉ ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିକାଲ କାମ ଗୁଡାକ ବହୁତ ଡେରି କରୁଛନ୍ତି ପିଲାମାନେ. ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ସେଇଟା ହିଁ କୋର୍ସକୁ ଡେରି କରିଦିଏ. ଯୋଉ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ଆପଣ ଅ, ସବୁ ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିକାଲ ୱାର୍କ ସାରି ନାହାନ୍ତି ସେ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ରେଜଲ୍ଟ MSW ର ଫାଇନାଲ ରେଜଲ୍ଟ ଆସିବ ନାହିଁ. ତେଣୁ ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିକାଲ କଲାବେଳେ କନଫ୍ୟୁଜନ ହବାର କିଛି କାରଣ ନାହିଁ. ଆପଣ ପ୍ରଥମ ଜିନିଷ କରିବେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ସୁଇଟେବଲ କିମ୍ବା ଯାହା ବି ହଉ ଜଣେ ଟ୍ରେନ୍ଡ ସୁପରଭାଇଜର ଆପଣ ପ୍ରଥମେ ଖୋଜିବା ଦରକାର. ଆଜ୍ଞା, ପ୍ରଥମେ ଜଣେ ଟ୍ରେନ୍ ସୁପରଭାଇଜର ଖୋଜିବେ, ତାପରେ ତାଙ୍କ ଠାରୁ ହେଲ୍ପ ନେଇକି ଆପଣ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ଫିଲ୍ଡ ୱାର୍କ କାମ କରିବେ. ଆଇ ନୋ ଆପଣ ମାନେ କି ବହୁତ ବହୁତ ଦୂର ଦୂରାନ୍ତରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି, ଯେମିତି କି ଆମର ଜଣେ ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଟର୍କିଏରେ. ଓକେ, ଟର୍କିଏରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି. ସେ କେମିତି କରିବେ ସେଦିନ ବି ମୁଁ କହୁଥିଲି ଅନ୍ ଦାଟ୍ ପ୍ଲାଟଫର୍ମ କି ଆପଣ ଯୋଉଠି ବି ଥାଆନ୍ତୁ ପୃଥିବୀର ସବୁଆଡେ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ସୋସିଆଲ ୱାର୍କ ଡିଫରେଣ୍ଟ NGOs ଗୁଡାକ ଅପରେଟ କରୁଛନ୍ତି. ଆଉ ପର୍ଟିକୁଲାରଲି ଇଣ୍ଡିଆରେ ପ୍ରାୟ ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକ ଡିଷ୍ଟ୍ରିକ୍ଟରେ କିଛି ନା କିଛି NGO ଅଛନ୍ତି. ତ go to them and approach them. I am social work student. ମତେ ଟିକେ ହେଲ୍ପ କରନ୍ତୁ, ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଏଜେନ୍ସିକୁ ଇଣ୍ଟର୍ନସିପ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଆସିବି ବା ଫିଲ୍ଡ ୱାର୍କ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଆସିବି. ଆପଣ କଣ୍ଟାକ୍ଟ କରିପାରିବେ. ଯଦି ଆପଣ ସେତିକି କରିପାରୁନାହାନ୍ତି ଦେନ୍ ୟୁ ଜଷ୍ଟ ସେୟାର ଇଟ୍ ଟୁ ୟୋର ସୁପରଭାଇଜର. ପ୍ରଥମ ଜିନିଷ, ଯଦି ଆପଣଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ସୁପରଭାଇଜର ଜଣେ ରହିଲେ ସେ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ବାଟ ଦେଖେଇବେ, ଆପଣ କଣ କଣ କରିବେ ଆଉ କେତେବେଳେ କରିବେ, ଆପଣ କେମିତି କରିବେ. ଓକେ, କେମିତି କରିବେ ସେ ବାଟ ଦେଖେଇବେ. ତେଣୁ ଏଇଟାକୁ ନେଇକି କନଫ୍ୟୁଜ ହେଇକି ବହୁତ ପିଲା ରହିଯାଆନ୍ତି. ଆଉ ମୁଁ ଦେଖିଛି ବହୁତ ପିଲା ବି ଡିସକଣ୍ଟିନ୍ୟୁ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଫିଲ୍ଡ ୱାର୍କ. ଆପଣଙ୍କର ପ୍ରତିଦିନ ଯଦି ଟିକେ ଟିକେ ସମୟ ବାହାର କରିକି ଆପଣ ଜବ୍ କରୁଥିବେ କିମ୍ବା ଯେକୌଣସି ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଲାଇଭଲିହୁଡ କାମରେ ବ୍ୟସ୍ତ ଥିବେ, still you can at least take a this one part of portion of your time and regularly ଯଦି ତା ଉପରେ କାମ କରିବେ, it's not very big. ବହୁତ ଇଜିଲି ଆପଣ ସାରିପାରିବେ. ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଇଏ ବି କରିବେ, ଆସାଇନମେଣ୍ଟ ବି ସାରିବେ, ପଢିବେ ବି, ଏକ୍ସାମ ପାଇଁ ବି ପ୍ରିପେୟାର ହେବେ, ତାପରେ ଆଗକୁ ଯିବେ. So, in the context of this one, um, ଆମର ବ୍ଲକ 2 ର ଯଦି କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଆସିପାରେ, ପ୍ରଥମ କଥା ହେଲା କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଆସିବ, ଆପଣ ମାନଙ୍କୁ ଟିକେ ଆୱେର କରେଇ ଦଉଛି. ପ୍ରଥମ କଥା ହେଲା କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଆସିବ contribution of religions to social Indian social work practice. କିମ୍ବା discuss the this one contribution of uh, religions to professional development of professional social work এইଗୁଡ଼ାକ ଏଇଭଳିଆ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଆସିପାରେ କିମ୍ବା ଏମିତି ବି ସ୍ପେସିଫିକ୍ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଆସିପାରେ କଣ୍ଟ୍ରି ଡିସ୍କସ୍ ଦ କଣ୍ଟ୍ରିବ୍ୟୁସନ୍ ଅଫ୍ ହିନ୍ଦୁଇଜମ୍ ଟୁ ସୋସିଆଲ ୱାର୍କ ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିସ୍ ଏଇଭଳିଆ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଆସିଲେ ପ୍ରଥମେ ଆପଣ ଲେଖିବେ ହ୍ୱାଟ୍ ଇଜ୍ ସୋସିଆଲ ୱାର୍କ ଦ୍ୱିତୀୟରେ ଆପଣ ଟିକେ ଡିଫାଇନ୍ କରିବେ ଯଦି religion what is the contribution of all the religions ମନେକର major religions in India ଯଦି କହିଥିବ ତାହେଲେ ପ୍ରଥମ social what is social work ଲେଖିଲା ପରେ ଆପଣ କଣ କରିବା ଉଚିତ ତାକୁ ପ୍ରଥମେ religious କେମିତି ସବୁ religions social work ପାଇଁ ଗୋଟେ source of social work philosophy ପାଇଁ source of inspiration କେମିତି ହଉଛନ୍ତି ଯୋଉଟା ମୁଁ କହୁଥିଲି ସେଇଟାକୁ ଆଗ ଲେଖିବେ ତାପରେ you will come to the phase by phase ମନେକର ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କର religious contribution of religions to social work practice ଯଦି ଲେଖା ହେଇଥିବ ତାହେଲେ ପ୍ରଥମେ ହିନ୍ଦୁଇଜମ the largest religion in ମାନେ religion followed by largest people in India ପ୍ରଥମେ ତାକୁ ଡିସକସ୍ କରିବେ ତାର ଛୋଟ ଛୋଟ ଯୋଉ ବେସିକ ଟେନେଟ୍ସ ଗୁଡାକ ଅଛି ସେ ଗୁଡାକର ସୋସିଆଲ ୱାର୍କ ସହିତ କଣ ରିଲେସନସିପ ଅଛି ଯେମିତି ମୁଁ ଦେଖଉଥିଲି ସେଭଳିଆ ଏକ୍ସପ୍ଲେନ କରି କରି ଯିବେ it's not that ସବୁ ଗୁଡାକ ବହୁତ in detail ଆପଣ କରିପାରିବେ but there ସବୁବେଳେ ପଏଣ୍ଟ କରିକି ଲେଖିବା ପାଇଁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରିବେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ପଏଣ୍ଟ ହେଲେ ପଏଣ୍ଟ ମାନେ ଆପଣ ଗୋଟେ ପାରାଗ୍ରାଫରେ କଣ କଣ ସବୁ ମେଶଅପ କରିଦେବେ ଆପଣ ବି ନିଜେ ଜାଣିପାରିବେନି ନା ଆପଣ ଯଦି ୱାନ୍ସ ପଏଣ୍ଟ କରିକି ଲେଖିବେ ଆପଣ ବି କ୍ଲିୟର ହେଇଯିବେ ଏକ୍ସାମିନର ବି କ୍ଲିୟର ହେଇଯିବେ କି ଆପଣ ପଏଣ୍ଟ କରିକି ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି ଗୋଟେ ପଏଣ୍ଟ ଭିତରେ କେବଳ ସେ ପଏଣ୍ଟ ବିଷୟରେ ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଆନ୍ସର ବି ସିଷ୍ଟମାଟିକ ହେଇଯିବ ଏକ୍ସାମିନରଙ୍କୁ ବି ଇଜି ହେଇଯିବ ଏକ୍ସାମିନ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ତେଣୁ ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକ ରିଲିଜନ ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକ ରିଲିଜନର ଗୋଟେ ଗୋଟେ ଛୋଟ ଛୋଟ ବେସିକ ଟେନେଟ୍ସ ଗୁଡାକ ଯେତିକି ପାରିବେ ଲେଖିଯିବେ ଆଉ ଯେତେବେଳେ contribution of all the religions ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି question ରେ all the religions କୁ mean କରୁଛି and you are not you are only writing about Hinduism ସେଠି ମାର୍କ କଟିଯିବ ବହୁତ ପିଲାଙ୍କର ଖାତା ମୁଁ ଦେଖିଛି ସେମାନେ ଯଦି contribution of religion to Indian social work practice ବୋଲି question ଆସିଛି ସେମାନେ କରିଛନ୍ତି କଣ କେବଳ ହିନ୍ଦୁଇଜମ ବିଷୟରେ ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି ନହେଲେ କେବଳ ଇସଲାମ ବିଷୟରେ ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି ନହେଲେ ଦିଟା ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି ଆଉ ତିନିଟା ବିଷୟରେ ଲେଖି ନାହାନ୍ତି ସେଭଳି ନୁହଁ ଟାଇମ କୁ ଡିଭାଇଡ କରିକି ସେଇ ପାଞ୍ଚଟା ଯାକ ରିଲିଜନର ଟିକେ ଟିକେ ବିଷୟ ବସ୍ତୁ କେମିତି ସେ ଟାଇମ କୁ ଧରି ଯଦି ମନେକର ମତେ ଗୋଟିଏ ରିଲିଜନ ଶିଖିଜମ କଣ୍ଟ୍ରିବ୍ୟୁସନ ଅଫ ଶିଖିଜମ ଟୁ ସୋସିଆଲ ୱାର୍କ ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିସ ଯଦି କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ ଆସିଲା ମୁଁ ସେଇଠି ପୁରା ଏଲାବୋରେଟଲି ଶିଖିଜମ ର ପୁରା ବେସିକ ଟେନେଟ୍ସ ଗୁଡାକୁ ପ୍ରଥମେ ସୋସିଆଲ ୱାର୍କ ର ଇଣ୍ଟ୍ରୋଡକ୍ସନ ଦେବି ସୋସିଆଲ ୱାର୍କ କୁ ଡିଫାଇନ କରିବି ତାପରେ ଶିଖିଜମ କୁ ଯିବି ଶିଖିଜମ ବିଷୟରେ ଗୋଟେ ଇଣ୍ଟ୍ରୋଡକ୍ସନ ଦେବି ଇଣ୍ଡିଆରେ କେମିତି ଆରମ୍ଭ ହେଲା କଣ ତାର ବେସିକ ଫିଲୋସଫି କଣ ତାପରେ ତାର ବେସିକ ଟେନେଟ୍ସ କଣ ତାପରେ ତାର ସୋସିଆଲ କନସେନ୍ସ ଗୁଡାକ କଣ କେମିତି ସୋସିଆଲ ୱାର୍କ କୁ ଇଏ କଣ୍ଟ୍ରିବ୍ୟୁଟ କରୁଛି ସେଇଟା ପୁରା ମୁଁ ଇନ ଡିଟେଲ ଲେଖିବି କିନ୍ତୁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ପାଞ୍ଚଟା ଯାକ ରିଲିଜନ ବିଷୟ ଲେଖିବାକୁ ପଡୁଛି ସେଇଠି ଆହୁରି ସର୍ଟ ପୁରା ତାର ବେସିକ ଟେନେଟ୍ସ ସିମ୍ପଲି ରିଲିଜନ ଟା କଣ ଦି ତିନିଟା ସେଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସରେ ଲେଖି ତାର ବେସିକ ଟେନେଟ୍ସ ଗୁଡାକ ଲେଖିବେ ପ୍ଲସ ଏଇଟା କେମିତି ସୋସିଆଲ ୱାର୍କ ସହିତ କନେକ୍ଟ ହଉଛି ତାକୁ ଲେଖିବେ ଏମିତି ଲେଖିକି ପାଞ୍ଚଟାର ଲେଖିବାକୁ ପଡିବ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ତ ତେଣୁ ସେଇ ହିସାବରେ ପ୍ଲାନ କରିକି ଲେଖିବାକୁ ପଡିବ ନହେଲେ ବହୁତ ସମୟରେ ଯଦି ଅଲ ରିଲିଜନ୍ସ ର କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଅଛି ଆପଣ ଗୋଟେ ରିଲିଜନ କିମ୍ବା ଦିଟା ରିଲିଜନ ବିଷୟରେ ଲେଖିଦେଲେ ତାହେଲେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ମାର୍କ କଟିଲା କାରଣ ଆପଣ ଆଉ ଅନ୍ୟ ରିଲିଜନ୍ସ ଗୁଡାକର ଲେଖିନାହାନ୍ତି ତେଣୁ ସେଇ ବିଷୟ ପ୍ରତି ଧ୍ୟାନ ଦେବେ ବିଶେଷ କରି ଏଇ ୟୁନିଟ ର କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ କୁ ଡିଲ୍ କଲା ବେଳେ
सर लास्टली कंक्लूजन लिखा हवनी
ହଁ କନକ୍ଲୁଜନ ନିଶ୍ଚୟ ଲେଖା ହବ ନିଶ୍ଚୟ
ओके
ଲେଖା ହବ ମୁଁ ସେଇଟା ଆପଣ ଜାଣିଛନ୍ତି ବୋଲି ମୁଁ କହୁନି, ଜଷ୍ଟ ମୁଁ ମୋର ଆଜ ଏ ଆଜ ଆନ୍ ଏକ୍ସାମିନର ମୁଁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ପେପର ଦେଖେ ସେତେବେଳେ ମୁଁ ଦେଖିଛି ଏଇ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଗୁଡାକ ମ୍ୟାକ୍ସିମମ୍ ଘଟୁଛି, ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ଏଇ ଜିନିଷଟା ମୁଁ ସେୟାର କରିଦଉଛି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ, ଆପଣ ମାନେ କ୍ଲିୟର ହେଇଯିବେ ଯେମିତି ଟିକେ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଆପଣ କରିବ ଏଇଟା। ଇଣ୍ଟ୍ରୋଡକ୍ସନ ତ ନିଶ୍ଚୟ ଲେଖିବେ ଆପଣ,
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଇଣ୍ଟ୍ରୋଡକ୍ସନ ଲେଖିବେ, ତାର ମେନ୍ ପାର୍ଟ ଲେଖିବେ, ଏକ୍ସପ୍ଲାନେସନ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ସବୁ ପଏଣ୍ଟ ୱାଇଜ ଲେଖିବେ, ତାପରେ କନକ୍ଲୁଜନ ବି ଲେଖିବେ। ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଦିସ୍ ରିଲିଜନ ପ୍ରକୃତରେ ଏଇ ରିଲିଜନ ଟା କେତେ ମାତ୍ରାରେ ଲୋକଙ୍କୁ ଇନଫ୍ଲୁଏନ୍ସ କରିଛି, କୋଉ କୋଉ ଏରିଆରେ କରିଛି, ଏଇଟା ଟିକେ କହିକି ତାକୁ କନକ୍ଲୁଡ କରିପାରିବେ। ଇଭେନ ମୋ ଡିସ୍କସନରେ ବି ମୁଁ କନକ୍ଲୁଜନ ଗୁଡାକ ପ୍ରାୟ ମେନସନ କରିପାରୁନି ଏଇଥିପାଇଁ କି ଆମ ପାଖରେ ଟାଇମ ନାହିଁ, ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ଟାଇମ ନାହିଁ ସବୁ ଗୁଡାକ ଇନ ଡିଟେଲ କରିବା ପାଇଁ, ତେଣୁ ମୁଁ ବହୁତ ଗୁଡେ ଜିନିଷ ସ୍କିପ୍ କରି ଯାଉଛି। ମୁଁ ଖାଲି ମେନ୍ ଯୋଉ ଜିନିଷ ଗୁଡାକ ଟାର୍ଗେଟ କରିବା କଥା ଟିକେ ଡିସକସ କଲେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଯୋଉ ରୋମନ୍ଥନ ହେଇପାରିବ, ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ମୁଁ ଟିକେ ମାନେ ଆପଣ ମାନଙ୍କୁ ଫାସିଲିଟେଟ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଏ ଡିସ୍କସନ ଗୁଡାକ କରୁଛି। ଆଚ୍ଛା, ଆଉ କିଛି ଅଛି କି କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍? କାହାର କିଛି କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଅଛି?
ହ୍ୟାଲୋ
ୟେସ୍।
ସାର୍ ଗୁଡ୍ ଇଭିନିଂ। ସାର୍ ମୋର ଗୋଟେ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଥିଲା, ମୁଁ ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ଯୋଉ ଆପଣ ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିକାଲରେ ଆମେ ଯୋଉ ସୁପରଭାଇଜର ଚୁଜ୍ କରିବୁ ବୋଲି ଆପଣ କହୁଛନ୍ତି, ସେ କଣ ମାନେ କଣ ସେମିତି ମାନେ ଆମେ ଯୋଉ ଏନଜିଓ ରୁ ଡାଟା କଲେକ୍ଟ କରିବୁ ସେ ସେଇ ଏନଜିଓ ର ହେଇଥିବେ ନା ଏମିତି ଅଲଗା କିଏ ବି ହେଇଥିବେ?
ଡାଟା କଲେକ୍ଟ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଆପଣ କୋଉଠି ସେମିତି କିଛି କରୁଛନ୍ତି?
ନା ନା ଫିଲ୍ଡ ୱାର୍କ ଆପଣ ଯୋଉଟା କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ଆମେ ଯୋଉ ଇଣ୍ଟର୍ନସିପ କରିବୁ, ତ ଯିଏ
ହଁ,
ସୁପରଭାଇଜର ହେଇଥିବେ ସିଏ ସେଇ ଅର୍ଗାନାଇଜେସନ ର ୟା ଫିର ଅଲଗା ଅର୍ଗାନାଇଜେସନ ର କିଏ ହେଇଥିବେ?
ନାଇଁ ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ଆମର ଏକାଡେମିକ ସୁପରଭାଇଜର ଜଣେ ରହନ୍ତି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ସପୋର୍ଟ କରିବା ପାଇଁ,
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ହେଲ୍ପ କରିବା ପାଇଁ।
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ତାପରେ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଆପଣ ଯୋଉ ଅର୍ଗାନାଇଜେସନ କୁ ଯିବେ ସେଇଠି ଜଣେ ଫିଲ୍ଡ ୱାର୍କ ସୁପରଭାଇଜର ରହିବେ, ସେଇଟା ସେଇ ଏଜେନ୍ସିର ସିଏ ଖାଲି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଗାଇଡ କରିବେ ଯେ ଆପଣ କଣ କଣ କାମ କରିବେ, କୋଉଠିକି ଯିବେ, ଆପଣ ତ ଜାଣିନାହାନ୍ତି ନା ସେଇ ଏଜେନ୍ସି ବିଷୟରେ। ତେଣୁ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ସିଏ ସେଇଠି ତାଙ୍କର ଏଜେନ୍ସି ମ୍ୟାଟରରେ ସିଏ ହେଲ୍ପ କରିବେ, ଯିଏ ସିଏ ଜଣେ ରହିବେ। ଆପଣ ପ୍ରଥମେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଏକାଡେମିକ ସୁପରଭାଇଜର କୁ ଜଣଙ୍କୁ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ, ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଷ୍ଟଡି ସେଣ୍ଟରରେ ଯୋଉମାନେ ଆସୋସିଏଟ ଅଛନ୍ତି କିମ୍ବା ରିଜନାଲ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ସେଣ୍ଟରରେ ଯୋଉମାନେ ଅଛନ୍ତି, ଯୋଉମାନେ ଫାକଲ୍ଟିଜ ଅଛନ୍ତି, ମୁଁ ଯେମିତି ଏବେ କ୍ଲାସ କରୁଛି, ମୋ ଭଳି
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଆହୁରି
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ବହୁତ ଲୋକ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଆପଣଙ୍କର
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଯୋଉମାନେ ଜଣାଶୁଣା ଥିବେ, ଯାହା
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଅଣ୍ଡରରେ ଆପଣ କାମ କରିବା ପାଇଁ କମ୍ଫର୍ଟେବଲ ଫିଲ୍ କରିବେ, ତାଙ୍କୁ ଆପଣ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଆପ୍ରୋଚ କରିକି ଗୋଟେ ସୁପରଭାଇଜର ଆପଣ ଏଇଟା କରିବା ପାଇଁ କଣ କରିବାକୁ ହୁଏ, ଆପଣ ମୁଁ ଏଇ ସାରଙ୍କ ଅଣ୍ଡରରେ ଫିଲ୍ଡ ୱାର୍କ କରିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛି ବୋଲି ଗୋଟେ ଲେଟର ଦେବେ ଆପଣ ଆପଣଙ୍କର କନସର୍ନ ଅଫିସରେ କିମ୍ବା ରିଜନାଲ ସେଣ୍ଟରରେ। ଓକେ,
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଲେଟର ଦେଲେ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ସେମାନେ ସେଇଟାକୁ ଆପ୍ରୁଭ କରିଦେବେ, ନହେଲେ ସେମାନେ କଣ କରିବେ ମାନେ ସୁପରଭାଇଜର ମାନଙ୍କୁ ସେଇଟା ଲେଟର ଆପଣ ଯାହାର ନାଁ ମେନସନ କରିଥିବେ ସେ ଯଦି ଆଭେଲେବୁଲ ଥିବେ ତାଙ୍କର
ଆଜ୍ଞା
କନସେଣ୍ଟ ନେଇକି,
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ହଁ କନସେଣ୍ଟ ନେଇକି ସେମାନେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଗୋଟେ ଲେଟର କରିଦେବେ କି ଯେ ଆମେ ଏଇ ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟକୁ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ସୁପରଭିଜନ ପାଇଁ ଆସାଇନ କରୁଛୁ, ଆପଣ ୟାଙ୍କୁ ଗାଇଡ କରନ୍ତୁ ବୋଲି ଗୋଟେ ଲେଟର କରିଦେବେ। ଦ୍ୟାଟ ଇଜ ଦ ଫର୍ମାଲ ପ୍ରୋସେସ ହେଲା।
ଓକେ ଓକେ
ସେଇଟା କରିଦେଲେ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ସୁପରଭାଇଜର କଣ କରିବେ, ହେଲ୍ପ କରିବେ ଯେ ଆପଣ କେତେବେଳେ କଣ କରିବେ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ସାଙ୍ଗେ। ବହୁତ ସମୟରେ ମୁଁ ଦେଖିଛି ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ ମାନେ ପୁରା ଜାଣି ପାରୁନାହାନ୍ତି, ଚୁପଚାପ ରହିଯାଉଛନ୍ତି, 5 ବର୍ଷ 6 ବର୍ଷ ପୁରା ତାଙ୍କର ଫିଲ୍ଡ ୱାର୍କ କମ୍ପ୍ଲିଟ ହଉନି, ବହୁତ ସାରା ଜିନିଷ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଏପଟେ ହେଇଯାଉଛି।
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ମୁଁ ଆପଣ ମାନଙ୍କୁ ମନେ ପକେଇ ଦଉଛି ଯେ ଆପଣ ମାନେ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଏର୍ଲି ଅନ୍ ଏଇଟା କରିକି ଆପଣ ଆଗକୁ ବଢନ୍ତୁ, ଧୀରେ ଧୀରେ କାମ ଆରମ୍ଭ କରନ୍ତୁ। ସିଏ ବତେଇବେ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କୋଉଟା ପରେ କୋଉଟା କଣ କରିବେ। ଇଭେନ ମତେ ବି ଆପଣ ଏମିତି ଛୋଟ ଛୋଟ ଆନ୍ସର ପାଇଁ ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କର
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଫର୍ମାଲ ଗାଇଡ ନହେଲେ ବି ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଯୋଉଠି ଆପଣ ମାନଙ୍କର ଯୋଉଠି ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ହଉଛି ଆପଣ ପଚାରି ପାରିବେ। ଏମିତି ବହୁତ ସାରା ମାନେ ଆକ୍ରସ ଦ ଷ୍ଟେଟ ଯେତେ ସବୁ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ହୁଏ, ଯେହେତୁ ମୁଁ ଏଠି ଅଛି ପାଖରେ, ପ୍ରାୟ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ହେଲେ ରିଜନାଲ ସେଣ୍ଟର ଲେଭେଲର ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଗୁଡାକୁ ପ୍ରାୟ ଆମେ ସଲ୍ଭ କରୁ। ତ କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା ନାହିଁ। ଆଇ ଆମ ଅଲସୋ ପ୍ରୋ ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ। ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଯୋଉଠି ଥିଲେ ବି ହୁଏତ ଇମିଡିଏଟଲି ଫୋନ ରିସିଭ ନ କରିପାରେ, ବ୍ୟସ୍ତ ଥିଲେ, ମିଟିଂ ଫିଟିଂ ରେ ଥିବେ, କିନ୍ତୁ I will call you back ହେଲା। ତାକୁ ମୁଁ ବହୁତ ବଡ ପ୍ରକାର ହେଲେ ମଧ୍ୟ ଏଟଲିଷ୍ଟ ଆଇଡିଆ ଦେଇପାରିବି କେତେବେଳେ କଣ କରିବେ, ଠିକ ଅଛି। ଆଉ
ଓକେ ସାର୍, ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ।
ଯଦି ଆପଣ ସୁପରଭାଇଜର ନେଇଗଲେ ସେଇଟା ବେଟର। ଆପଣ ସୁପରଭାଇଜରଙ୍କୁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ବି ଡାକିକି ଫୋନ କରିବେ, ନା ମାନେ ଡାକିକି ପଚାରିବେ ଡାଉଟ୍ସ ଗୁଡାକ କଣ ହେଇଛି, ସିଏ ଗାଇଡ କରିବେ। Is that clear?
Yes sir, yes sir, thank you.
Anyone has any question? ଏମିତି ଟିକେ କିଏ କଣ ଟିକେ ପଚାରିଲେ ଭଲ ଲାଗୁଛି ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି, ନହେଲେ ୱାନ୍ ସାଇଡ ହେଇକି କେବଳ ମାନେ ଲେକ୍ଚର ମେଥଡରେ ଇଏ କରିବାଟା ମତେ ଟିକେ, ମୁଁ ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ଏହି ମେଥଡକୁ ପସନ୍ଦ କରେନି। ତଥାପି ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ ମାନେ ଯେହେତୁ ଆମର ଏଇଟା ଡାଇରେକ୍ଟ ଇଣ୍ଟରଫେସ୍ ନୁହଁ, ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ବାଧ୍ୟ ହେଇକି ଇଏ କରିବାକୁ ପଡୁଛି। ତଥାପି ବେଳେ ବେଳେ ମୁଁ ସୁଯୋଗ ଦେବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛି ଡିସ୍କସନ ପାଇଁ। ଆଣ୍ଡ ମୁଁ ଆଶା କରୁଛି ଯେ ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ ମାନେ ଆଟଲିଷ୍ଟ କିଛି କିଛି ଇଏରେ ପାର୍ଟିସିପେଟ କରିବେ, କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ କରିବେ, ୟୁ ଥିଙ୍କ ବ୍ରିଙ୍ଗ ସମ୍ ଡିସ୍କସନ ଟୁ ଦ ଟେବଲ, ସେଇଟା ପାର୍ଟିସିପେଟ କଲେ ଭଲ ଲାଗିବ।
ସାର୍
ହଁ
ଗୋଟେ କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଅଛି, ସେଇଟା ଯେମିତି ଆମେ ଆସାଇନମେଣ୍ଟସ୍ କରୁଛୁ ସାର୍,
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଯେମିତି ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଅନଲାଇନ ଆଭେଲେବଲ ଅଛି କି ଆମକୁ ଏଇ ପେପର ପାଇଁ ଏଇ ଆସାଇନମେଣ୍ଟସ୍,
ହଁ।
କିଛି ସାର୍ ଚାନ୍ସ ଅଛି କି ଯୋଉ ଆନ୍ସର ଆମେ ଏଥିପାଇଁ ପ୍ରିପେୟାର କରୁଛୁ ସିଏ ଆମର ଫାଇନାଲ ଏକ୍ଜାମସରେ ଆସିବ ବୋଲି କିଛି ଚାନ୍ସେସ୍ ଅଛି ସାର୍?
ନାଇଁ ସେମିତି ଚାନ୍ସେସ୍ ନୁହଁ। ଆପଣ ୟୁନିଟ ୱାଇଜ ହେଲା,
ଆଜ୍ଞା ଆଜ୍ଞା
ୟୁନିଟ ୱାଇଜ ଯଦି ଆପଣଙ୍କର, ମୁଁ ତ ଦେଖିନି ପ୍ରିଭିୟସ ଇୟର୍ସ ର କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଯଦି ଅଛି ଥିଓରିଟିକାଲ ଏକ୍ସାମ ର, ଓକେ,
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ସେଇଟାକୁ ଟିକେ ଭଲରେ ଦେଖିଦେବେ। ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଦେଖିଦେବେ, ତାପରେ ୟୁନିଟ ୱାଇଜ ଆପଣ ମାଟର୍ସ ଗୁଡାକ ସେ ଅନୁଯାୟୀ ପଢିବା ପାଇଁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରିବେ, ମାନେ କନସେପଚୁଆଲାଇଜ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରିବେ। ତା
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଛଡା ଏତେ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଇଗ୍ନୋର ମାଟେରିଆଲ ଗୁଡାକ ଏତେ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ଚରଡ, ଅବଶ୍ୟ ଟିକେ ଲାଙ୍ଗୁଏଜ ଉପରେ କିଛି ପିଲାଙ୍କୁ, ଯୋଉମାନେ ବିଗିନର୍ସ ଆପଣ ମାନଙ୍କ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଆପଣ ପଲିଟିକାଲ ସାଇନ୍ସ ରୁ ଆସିଥିବେ କି ଇଏ ଅନ୍ୟ ସବଜେକ୍ଟରୁ, ଫିଲୋସଫିରୁ, ଅନ୍ୟ ସବଜେକ୍ଟରୁ ଆସିଥିବେ,
ଆଜ୍ଞା ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଆପଣ ମାନଙ୍କୁ immediately getting into this difficult words ବେଳେ ବେଳେ ଟିକେ କଷ୍ଟ ହବ। କିନ୍ତୁ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଆପଣ ୟୁନିଟ ୱାଇଜ ଯଦି ତାକୁ ଟିକେ ନିରୀଖି ଦେଖିଦେବେ, ପଢିଦେବେ, ସେମିତି କିଛି କଷ୍ଟ ହବନି। ଆଉ ଯୋଉ ଗୁଡାକ କଷ୍ଟ ହଉଛି ତାର ରୁଡିମେଣ୍ଟାରୀ ଅଣ୍ଡରଷ୍ଟାଣ୍ଡିଂ ପାଇଁ ଆପଣ ସିମ୍ପଲ, ମୁଁ କେତେଟା ବହି, ଆପଣ ବହିର ନାଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କହୁଛି, ଯଦି ଆପଣ ମାନଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ଟାଇମ ଅଛି ସେଗୁଡାକ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଟିକେ ପଢିଦେବେ କନସେପ୍ଟ ବୁଝିବା ପାଇଁ। ଆପଣଙ୍କର ପିଡି ମିଶ୍ରଙ୍କର ସୋସିଆଲ ୱାର୍କ, ଫିଲୋସଫି ଆଣ୍ଡ ମେଥଡସ, ଏଇଟା
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଟିକେ ପଢିଦେବେ ପିଡି ମିଶ୍ରଙ୍କର।
ଆଜ୍ଞା ସାର୍
ପିଡି ମିଶ୍ରଙ୍କର ପଢିଦେବେ, ସେ ଏଇଟା ଟିକେ ପଢିଲେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ସୋସିଆଲ ୱାର୍କ ବିଷୟରେ ଅଧିକ ଟିକେ ଅଣ୍ଡରଷ୍ଟାଣ୍ଡିଂ ପଳେଇ ଆସିବ।
ସାର୍
ମେଥଡସ କଣ କଣ ଏଗୁଡାକ ଆସିବ, ସେଇଟା ପ୍ରଥମେ ଟିକେ ପଢନ୍ତୁ। ପିଡି ମିଶ୍ର
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ହେଲା,
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ସୋସିଆଲ ୱାର୍କ, ଫିଲୋସଫି ଆଣ୍ଡ ମେଥଡସ। ଇଭେନ ଇଗ୍ନୋ ଲାଇବ୍ରେରୀରେ ବି ଥିବ ରିଜନାଲ ସେଣ୍ଟରରେ ଆମର। ତାପରେ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଅନଲାଇନ ରେ ବି ଅଛି, ମୋର ଗୋଟେ ଲେଖା, ମୋର ଗୋଟେ ବହି ଅଛି, ଅଥର
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଦୀପକ ନାୟକ, HPFSW ମାରିଦେଲେ ପଳେଇ ଆସିବ। ସେଇଟାକୁ ବି
HP
ଯଦି ପଢିବେ, ଆପଣ ଟିକେ ସିମ୍ପଲ ଲାଙ୍ଗୁଏଜରେ କିଛି ବିଷୟ ବୁଝିପାରିବେ। ଏଗୁଡାକ ବିଷୟରେ କିଛି ଇନ ଡିଟେଲ ଡିସକସ ହେଇଛି ସେଠି।
ସାର୍ HPFSW
HPFSW
ଆଜ୍ଞା ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଅଥର ଦୀପକ ନାୟକ କହିଲେ ବହୁତ ସାରା ମ୍ୟାଟେରିଆଲ ବାହାରିବ।
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି, ଫିଲୋସଫି ଆଣ୍ଡ ମେଥଡସ ଅଫ ସୋସିଆଲ ୱାର୍କ ହେଲା,
ସାର୍
ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି, ଫିଲୋସଫି ଆଣ୍ଡ
ସାର୍
ମେଥଡସ ମାରିଦେଲେ ମୋ ବହିଟା ପଳେଇ ଆସିବ ଆପଣ।
ଆଜ୍ଞା ଆଜ୍ଞା
ସେଠି ଗୋଟେ ଅଛି, ସେଇଟାକୁ ହିଁ ଆପଣ ଦେଖିଦେଲେ, ସୋସିଆଲ ୱାର୍କ ର କନସେପ୍ଟ ଯଦି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ବୁଝା ପଡୁନି, ତାହେଲେ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଆପଣ ଟିକେ ଆରମ୍ଭରୁ ପଢିଦେବେ, ବୁଝା ପଡିଯିବ।
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ସେ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ବହି
ସାର୍
ମୁଁ ଟିକେ
ସାର୍
ଇନ ଡିଟେଲ ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ ମାନଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ ବୁଝିବା ପାଇଁ ସେଠି ଲେଖିଛି।
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଏତେ କଷ୍ଟ ହବନି ବୁଝିବା ପାଇଁ। ତାପରେ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଅ ଆଉ ହଁ, ଇଜ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ କ୍ଲିୟର? ସେମିତି ସେମିତି ଆପଣ ଟିକେ ସୋସିଆଲ ୱାର୍କ ର ବେସିକ କନସେପ୍ଟ ଟା ଯଦି ବୁଝିଗଲେ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଆଉ ଅନ୍ୟ ଗୁଡାକୁ ରିଲେଟ କରିବା ପାଇଁ କିଛି ସେମିତି କିଛି ହାର୍ଡ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଫାଷ୍ଟ ବେଶୀ କିଛି କଷ୍ଟ ହବନି। ଓକେ,
ଆଜ୍ଞା ସାର୍।
ତେଣୁ ଟିକେ କନସେପ୍ଟ ଟାକୁ ବୁଝିବାଟା ହିଁ କଷ୍ଟ ହୁଏ ସୋସିଆଲ ୱାର୍କ ରେ, କାରଣ ଆମେ ନ୍ୟୁ ନା। ମୁଁ ବି ସେଇ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ପଲିଟିକାଲ ସାଇନ୍ସ ରୁ ଆସିଥିଲି ସୋସିଆଲ
ସାର୍।
ୱାର୍କ, ଆଉ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ତେଣୁ ମତେ ପ୍ରଥମେ ଗୋଟେ 6 ମାସ ଖଣ୍ଡେ ମୁଁ ତ ରେଗୁଲାର କୋର୍ସ କରୁଥିଲି, 6 ମାସ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଖଣ୍ଡେ ମତେ ଟିକେ ବହୁତ ଟଫ୍ ହେଇଗଲା, ମାନେ ସୋସିଆଲ ୱାର୍କ ଟା କଣ ସେଇଟା ବୁଝିବା ପାଇଁ। ହଁ,
ଆଜ୍ଞା ସାର୍।
ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି କଣ ସେଇଟା ବୁଝିବା ପାଇଁ। ତେଣୁ ମତେ କେହି, ମୁଁ ବି ଜାଣିପାରିଲିନି, କେହି ପ୍ରେସକ୍ରାଇବ ବି କଲେନି ମତେ କି ତମକୁ ଏଇ ଜାଗାରେ ଗୋଟେ ମାନେ ଭଲ ଜିନିଷ ମିଳିବ, ସେଠି ହାତ ମାର କି ସେଠି ଯାଇକି ପଢ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
କି ବୁଝ, ଏଇ ବହି ପଢ। ସେତେବେଳେ ମତେ କେହି କହି ନଥିଲେ। ତେଣୁ ମୁଁ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ସେଇଟାକୁ ଲକ୍ଷ୍ୟ କରି କହୁଛି ଯେ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଆପଣ ଏଇ ଦିଟା ଯଦି ବହି ପଢିବେ, ମତେ ଲାଗୁଛି କି ଆପଣ ଟିକେ ବୁଝିପାରିବେ ସୋସିଆଲ ୱାର୍କ। ସୋସିଆଲ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ୱାର୍କ ପ୍ରଥମେ ବୁଝିଗଲେ ତାପରେ ବାକି ତକ ସବୁ ରିଲେଟ କରିପାରିବେ ଆପଣ।
ଆଜ୍ଞା ସାର୍।
ତାପରେ ଆଉ କଷ୍ଟ ହବନି। ଆଉ ଆଉ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ କହୁଥିଲେ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ କଥା ୟୁନିଟ ୱାଇଜ ଆପଣ ପ୍ରଥମେ ପ୍ରିଭିୟସ ଇୟର୍ସ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ ଗୁଡାକ ଦେଖି ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ, ଯଦି ଅନଲାଇନ ଆଭେଲେବଲ ଅଛି କିମ୍ବା କୋଉଠି
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଆଭେଲେବଲ ଅଛି ଆପଣଙ୍କର।
ସାର୍।
ଦେଖିଦେଲେ କଣ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ ପ୍ୟାଟର୍ନ ଆସୁଛି ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ସେଟା ଟିକେ ଦେଖିଦେବେ। ଦେଖିଦେଲା ପରେ ସେ ଅନୁଯାୟୀ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ୟୁନିଟ ୱାଇଜ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ କରିକି ଆପଣ ପଢିବେ।
ଆଜ୍ଞା ଆଜ୍ଞା
ହଁ, ଆଉ ଆଗୁଆ ତ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଇଏ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ତ ଆପଣ ପାଇପାରିବେନି, ସେମିତି କିଛି ନାହିଁ।
ସାର୍।
Any other questions?
ନା ସାର୍।
ଓକେ, ତ ଆମେ ସୁଇଫ୍ଟଲି ମୁଭ୍ କରିବା। ସିକିଜମ ବହୁତ ସମୟ ଡିସ୍କସ ହେଇଗଲା। ଏନିୱେ, ଏଇଟା ମଧ୍ୟ ପାର୍ଟ ଅଫ ଏଜୁକେସନ। ମୁଁ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ନେବା ପାଇଁ ବନ୍ଦ କରିନି, କେହି ଯଦି ଆଉ କଣ ପଚାରିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛନ୍ତି you can ask. Okay, you can ask. I am always open. ଆପଣ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଯାହା ପଚାରି ପାରିବେ। ଓକେ, ଲାଙ୍ଗୁଏଜ ଇଜ ନଟ୍ ଏ ବ୍ୟାରିୟର। ହିନ୍ଦୀ ଇଂଲିଶ ଆମେ ଆଟଲିଷ୍ଟ ହିନ୍ଦୀ ଇଂଲିଶ ଆଉ ଓଡିଆ ତିନିଟା ଗୁଡାକୁ ଆମେ ମୁଁ ନେଇପାରିବି, ବୁଝେଇ ପାରିବି, କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା ନାହିଁ। ତେଣୁ ଲାଙ୍ଗୁଏଜ ପାଇଁ ଜମା ଇଏ ହୁଅନ୍ତୁ, ବ୍ୟସ୍ତ ହୁଅନ୍ତୁନି। ଅନ୍ୟ ଲାଙ୍ଗୁଏଜ ହେଲେ ମୁଁ କହିପାରିବିନି, ବଟ୍ ଏଇ ତିନିଟା ଲାଙ୍ଗୁଏଜରେ ତ ମୁଁ ଆଟଲିଷ୍ଟ ଟ୍ରାଏ କରିବି ବୁଝେଇବା ପାଇଁ। ଓକେ, ନାଓ Sikhism, as you know, ଆମେ ସମସ୍ତେ ପ୍ରାୟ ଜାଣିଛୁ ଏଇଟା youngest religion, one of the youngest and newest religion in India. এটা মধ্যে India and Pakistan somewhere এটা originated ହେଇଥିଲା by Guru Nanak. ତାଙ୍କର holy scripture ହଉଛି Guru Granth Sahib, and it emphasizes on supreme being, the creator, one supreme being, the creator. Okay, they have very interesting values that is very much associated with the philosophy of social work. It enriches in many ways, and it enriches the social work practice in India because of the straightforward nature of dealing with these things. And um, some of the basic tenets of Sikhism, going fast, we can see um, very main two things that Sikhism believes, Sikh people believe, is Simran and Seba. Okay, Simran means just contemplating, meditating, remembering. Okay, commemorating, commemorate, recommemorate, or meditate, or bring into mind. Simran means bring it into mind. Japiba. Okay. Japiba ଟା ମନେ ପକେଇବାଟା ହଉଛି ଗୋଟେ ମାଧ୍ୟମ, that is simran. ୟା ମାଧ୍ୟମରେ, ମନେ ପକେଇବା ମାଧ୍ୟମରେ, ମେଡିଟେଟ୍ କରିବା ମାଧ୍ୟମରେ, ଈଶ୍ୱରଙ୍କ ସହିତ ସୁପ୍ରିମ କ୍ରିଏଟର ସହିତ we are connected to the supreme being. This is connection, spiritual connection between human and supreme being. Simran. Okay, commemorating or remembering. And the other one to love God is service. Service to people, service to others. Okay, ଏଇଟା ତ ସବୁ ଧର୍ମରେ କମନ ହିଁ ଅଛି। ଯଦି ଆମେ other fellow beings କୁ ସର୍ଭିସ ଦଉଛୁ, protection ଦଉଛୁ, help କରୁଛୁ, then we are serving God. We are serving God. Sikhism ମଧ୍ୟ ଠିକ ସେମିତି ସେଇଟାକୁ ବିଲିଭ କରେ। So Simran and Sheba, these are very basic concepts of Sikhism. Okay, very basic. First thing is praying. The second thing is service to humanity. Praying to God, service to humanity. We pray to God, and we are connected to God. We are meditating God. Then the rest of the time we are serving others. Rest of the time, these both integratively build up the spiritual life in Sikhism. Another three, this one, golden rules. Okay, three golden rules of this one Sikhism are: kirat karna means honesty, or honestly earning your bread and butter. Very honestly earning your bread and butter. Corruption free and blemishlessly. You have to work, hard work. Kirat karna, through your hard work, honest work, you can earn your bread and butter of life. It is not that by exploiting others, by doing an injustice to others, you should earn your bread and butter. Your bread and butter should not be this one blemished with the injustice to others. Okay. First thing is you have to do what is called in Hinduism, work is God, work is worship. Okay, karma hi Bhagavan, karma hi Bhagavan. That is what kirat karna. Okay, first is your work, hard work, honest work, and everything. Without work, you cannot live. The work. Then Nam Japo. This is means remembering God, equal to Simran. Okay, equal to Simran. Meditate God. Okay, connect to God, talk to Him. When you have pleasure and pains, you share with God spiritual. That is what Sikhism tells. Okay, then uh, Vanchakho. Vanchakho. That is sharing, distribution, or distributive justice, or charity. Okay, service to distributing whatever you have to people. Okay, that is again equal to Sheva, connected with Sheva. Okay, Sheva is connected with this Banchako. So these are the three golden rules connected to Sikhism. That apart, that apart, Sikhism has some uh, basic guidelines for their religious followers. That is equality. uh, Sikhism always many very often you must have seen this Punjabi Sikh people, those who are with identified with pagadi and kangan. These um, These are very much associated with these people, and bird and mustache. So these people uh, always fight for equality, and you will see uh, um, Sikhism uh, advocates for this. Sikhism prescribes for Sikhism as a religion uh, prescribes for this, and they it speaks that Sikh people should treat others with love and respect and treat equally, and there should be no distinctions, or there should be no discrimination on the basis of gender, race, religion, wealth, or caste, or creed, any ground. Nobody should be, no human being should be discriminated on the basis of any ground. Then character building. Sikhism as a religion also emphasizes on character building, character of a person. A person should be impure and sorry, pure mind. A person should be pure mind and honest and hardworking. These are the characters very much valued in Sikhism. So value and basic values of Sikhism, again, little bit to extend it. Love is very much important in Sikhism, loving others, and Sikhism says if we love our neighbors, if our love our fellow brothers and sisters, if we love others beyond us, then only you can we can destroy our ego or self-centeredness. ମୁଁ ହିଁ ପାରୁଛି, ମୁଁ ହିଁ ଜାଣୁଛି, ଅହଙ୍କାର ଆମେ ଛାଡି ପାରିବା, then we can gain that divinity. Then humility, not pride, not proud, not being very much proud that yes, I am the boss, I have everything, others are small, others are meek, weak. These things are not accepted in Sikhism, and selfishness, all these are also strongly opposed in Sikhism. Of course, in all the other religions that is done, and Sikhism also is very much highlighted for these characteristics. Then compassion, kindness towards others. I have spoken time and again about this. Then contentment. Contentment means you have to be satisfied with what you have. You have to be satisfied with what you have with you, whatever you have gained in your life. It's not that you always are unsatisfied and sad about what you have, and always look pale and saddy. uh, that's that should not be there according to Sikhism. Satisfied and contentment is important for human happiness. Then truth. Sikhism always stands for truth. Like other religion, it also stands for truth and gives maximum uh, emphasis to truthful living, practical truthful living. So these are the different values of Sikhism. Then contribution of Sikhism to social work. See, Sikh people have contributed to social work through their straightforward life and fight for injustice. They have been associated in India for different kinds of movements. Okay, different kinds of movement, and their teaching has been immensely contributing to the social work practice. They fought for liberty. Okay, Guru Tegh Bahadur, who was killed by Aurangzeb, beheaded for the truth, bears an example to all the Sikhs for speaking truth. Then justice also is taken as hallmark of Sikh life. Always, if anywhere injustice is happening, corruption is happening, Sikh people come forward immediately, very sensitive and very responsible for establishing justice. You cannot simply do injustice to someone and go away among the Sikh people. They are very pro to seeking justice. Okay. Then uh, feeling of brotherhood, fraternity among people, brothers and sisters. God is universal Father, and we all are His children. This concept, feeling of brotherhood, also is important uh, area where Sikhism has a lot of contribution. Then Shiva, service they have different associations, Sikh international organization and national organizations and associations. These people are very hardworking, and you can find there is a saying about Sikh people also. If you throw them into the deep of the sea, they will climb to the top of the mountain. If you throw them deep into the sea, they can climb up to the top of the mountain. This sentence has been dedicated for Sikh people, and you can find them all over the world, and very hardworking people, and that's why their economic situation uh, is found to be relatively better than others, and they contribute. Even in Bhubaneswar, we have a langar which uh, provides free kitchen service to people. And during COVID, also there was tremendous support, immense contribution of that Sikh organization, and um, lot of work is going on under the um, ages of Sikh people in India. Then, uh, then the next is Jainism and social work. Jainism traditionally is known as Jain Dharma, is religious religion and philosophy, originated around 19th century BC, 18th or 19th century BC, like by Lord Bardhaman Mahavira. The Holy Book of Jainism is very much not known to many people. That is Agams or Agam Sutras. Okay, Agam Sutras. Jainism, the holy scripture of Jainism is Agams and Agam Sutras. And this religion is very much known for its ahimsa or non-violence. Even according to the this philosophy of this religion, they even don't go for killing an insect or germs. They cover the mouth and face uh, in some part of the day, because the insects may enter into it and get this may die. And they even killing the tiniest of living being is considered a defile under Jainism. Okay, Jainism. And this non-violence, this principle of non-violence of Jainism has really given this one a new this idea to the world community. in social work. Okay, world community in social values of human life promoted by Jainism is very much relevant to professional social work in India as well as outside. Many people like your Martin Luther King, then Nelson Mandela, then many other international this one human rights uh, this one workers use this path of non-violence to do impossible to possible. Okay, then they also believe in the cycle of birth, and that's why they always uh, follow everything very stringently. Then basic tenets we can see ahimsa, as I have spoken to you. Ahimsa is very important principle of and very important, very famous principle of Jainism. Okay, and they follow it as a way of life, ahimsa. Then that's why I think uh, Jains people very often come to limelight for their this one anger or violent works or anything like that. Then uh, truth, satya or truth. The satya or truth requires courage, moral courage. If you don't have that courage, very often I will speak some practical aspect of this truth while speaking about this. कि बहुत समय आम जीवन में मिछ भी कहू कहीं कहू just because we don't dare to speak the truth, because if we speak truth, we may be beaten or we may be humiliated or we may be scolded. So those who have practiced to speak truth have definitely have moral courage. You have to have the courage that I am not wrong. Okay, I'm not wrong. I am not doing any wrong by this. If you are clear about it, then you can always speak the truth. If you are knowingly doing some wrong, and unknowingly there are some mistakes happen in everyone's life, but those who are involved in wrongdoings with their full conscience, they are always in a fear that somebody may catch them. That's why they lose the moral courage to speak truth, and it becomes part of their life to speak lie. So when you have the moral courage that you are not doing any wrong intentionally to target others or harm others or anything like that, then you have always have the courage to face the others that you are speaking truth. Okay, then not non-stealing. Those who speak aspire to speak truth must have non-stealing. Even in Hinduism also, we have in Christianity also. We will see later on. We have against stealing or possessing others' wealth. So Jainism also believes in that non-stealing. It is very clear. I am not going to speak. Brahmacharya, that is celibacy, abstinence from sexual pleasure and indulgence is important in Jainism as well. Aparigraha, non-acquisition, but yes, non acquisition is always very much possessed. Acquisition means non-acquisition means not very much possessed to the worldly materialistic things, assets. Okay, assets. It should not be so much. Then anekantavad, relativity. So we have to accept others views as well. Okay, we have to respect others perspective as well. while in discussion or while taking decision in the family or while taking decision in an organization. We have to, this is something very unique to Jainism. You are trying to understand the diversity of or a difference of people, trying to accept. This is a very modern concept of the thinking, uh, accepting differences, that all the people are not equal, and understanding of all the people, interest of all the people is not equal. So there are differences of this one, interest, and differences of understanding, differences of everything. So we have to understand them in related context and relatively contextualize them. Then we the chance of making mistake or doing injustice to others will be reduced. What social work practice they do? Equality and social justice has been the main mantra of Jainism. They opposed caste system and advocated, of course, Jainism and Buddhism, all these religions, Buddhism and Jainism particularly, they developed in India in opposition to the Brahmin supremacy under Hinduism. If it is seen, so far as I have understood from the literature, that they have developed these religions have developed out of opposition to the caste atrocities, uh, Brahmin supremacy, and that was prevailing in those days in ancient India, and making a lot of trouble for poor and destitutes. ಯಾರೋ protestre, these are Protestant religions. Sometimes Hinduism and Jainism are known as Protestant religions. Protestant religion, because in that they originated in opposition or in protest to the exploitative and um, problematic this one components of Hinduism. Then Tenu, they opposed caste system and advocated equality and social justice in many places. Then they also had dharmasalas for travelers, poor and destitutes. I also have taken this service somewhere in mm, Hyderabad. In Hyderabad, there was a place I happened to stay in that Jain Dhammasala, very well maintained and good works. Even you will see um, other facilities like this one, orphanages, women's home, okay, working women hostels, libraries, schools, and hospitals and dispensaries. Okay, even they have some Jains have some hospitals for animals and birds. Okay, birds also, there are for birds also there are hospitals, and in this line they have been doing tremendous job. And these giant people actually in Indian context and in India are some of the very well off people, and business, they do business, and um, they are very much well off. They believe in gift of food, aharadana, protection, abhaydana, medicine, ausadadana, then learning, shastradana. So their dana or charity in this context is um, classified in a very spectacular way. Then we are going to Buddhism and social work now. Buddhism, it is Buddhism was almost uh, contemporary to Jainism. As you know, Buddhism is a bit more popular in India and elsewhere. It has spread much in Southern Asian countries. Okay, so of course, sometimes people don't believe uh, as as a religion, but believe it as a religion, but a tradition, and it is also known as a religion without God. Okay, and it also is believed as a philosophy that can help a better human being, build a better human being. So this is, of course, indigenous to India, this philosophy or religions or tradition, whatever you say. This is indigenous to India, of course, by Gautam Buddha. Yeah? Gautam Buddha. Buddha means the light or the awakened one, enlightened one. Buddha means light or enlightened one. Um, Buddha has very basic concept that life is sorrowful or suffering, and suffering can be made away or eliminated through elimination of ignorance. Okay, and elimination of ignorance or desire can really help in cessation of suffering and suffering. If you and very commonly ଆମର ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ ବି ସମସ୍ତେ ଜାଣିଛନ୍ତି, ଇଣ୍ଡିଆରେ ସମସ୍ତେ ଜାଣିଛନ୍ତି, ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ ଆମର ବହୁତ ବଢିଆ ଲୋକ ଜାଣନ୍ତି ଯେ ଅ, ଦୁଃଖର କାରଣ। ହୁଁ, ଅ, ଆଶା ହଉଛି ଦୁଃଖର କାରଣ, ଆଶାର ବିନାଶରେ ଦୁଃଖର ବିନାଶ। ଆଶା ହଉଛି ଦୁଃଖର କାରଣ, ଦୁଃଖର ବିନାଶରେ ଆଶାର ବିନାଶରେ ଦୁଃଖର ବିନାଶ। ଏଇଟା ବୁଦ୍ଧିଜମର ମନ୍ତ୍ର। Okay, this has been elaborated in different way here, and ଯଦି one is ceases, one ends all suffering, then he gets this one nirvana or liberation from human cycle. So basic tenets of Buddhism. Suffering is a very common phenomena. ସେଇଠି ଏଇ କଣ୍ଟେକ୍ସଟରେ ସୋସିଆଲ ୱାର୍କରେ ମୁଁ ସବୁବେଳେ ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ ମାନଙ୍କୁ କୁହେ ହ୍ୟୁମାନ ଦି ଅଦର ନେମ୍ ଇଜ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ। ଯୋଉଠି ମନୁଷ୍ୟ ଅଛି ସେଇଠି ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଅଛି, ଆଉ ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମର ତ ସମାଧାନ ବି ଅଛି। Without human there cannot be problem. Okay, nahi? Problem is very much a concern for human beings, and it is associated with human beings. Problem ର ଅନ୍ୟ ନାଁ ହଉଛି, ମନୁଷ୍ୟର ଅନ୍ୟ ନାଁ ହଉଛି ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ। ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ର ଅନ୍ୟ ନାଁ ମଣିଷ ନୁହଁ, ମନୁଷ୍ୟର ଅନ୍ୟ ନାଁ ହଉଛି ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ। ଯୋଉଠି ମନୁଷ୍ୟ ଅଛି ସେଇଠି ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଅଛି, ଆଉ ସବୁ ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ର ସଲ୍ୟୁସନ ବି ଅଛି। ଓକେ, ସୋ ଯୋଉଠି ସେଠି ସଫରିଂ ଅଛି। Suffering is a universal fact for human being. Okay, and ବିଭିନ୍ନ ପ୍ରକାର suffering ଅଛି, sickness, death, um, and many other sufferings. Okay, many other sufferings, loss. So suffering is common to human being. Then every suffering has a cause. Every suffering has a cause. People always find this one a quick fix to all the suffering, and that really uh, puts them in a problem. And ignorance is the main cause of all suffering. Ignorance is the main cause of all suffering. And there is a cessation, there is an end to suffering. If one ends his desire, according to Buddhism, if one ends his desire to desire and ପାଇବା ପାଇଁ ଆଶା ସବୁବେଳେ, means self centeredness, କ'ଣ ମତେ ମିଳିବ, କ'ଣ ମୁଁ ପାଇବି, କ'ଣ ମୋର ପ୍ରଫିଟ ହବ, କ'ଣ ଲସ୍ ହେଲା, ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଡିଜାୟାର ଗୁଡାକ ରହୁଛି, ଏଇଟା ହିଁ ମନୁଷ୍ୟକୁ ଅସ୍ଥିର କରିଦିଏ, ଅଶାନ୍ତ କରିଦିଏ, ଆଉ କ୍ରୋଧୀ ମଧ୍ୟ କରିଦିଏ। ତେଣୁ ଏଇ ଜିନିଷକୁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଜଣେ ମୋର ବୋଲି କ'ଣ ଅଛି ବେଶୀ ଯଦି ପାଇବା ପାଇଁ ଜଣେ ଆଶା ନ କରେ, ତାହେଲେ ତାର ବେଶୀ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ହେବାର, ବେଶୀ ସଫର ହେବାର କୌଣସି କାରଣ ନାହିଁ। What is happening. What I can do, I can do. So these also teach us a lesson. Buddhism, through Buddhism, these things teach as a lesson to make people understand. Social. This is a very good contribution of Buddhism to social world. This philosophy. Okay. Then eightfold path to end suffering. Gautam Buddha prescribed eightfold path, or 8 ways how one can end on sufferings. So these eightfold path are right understanding. Right understanding means so, proper understanding of the phenomenon happening around. Okay, not misunderstanding things and getting overwhelmed or getting emotional and creating problems. There must be an understanding between what is and what one desires to be. Okay, if you that means you are understanding your weaknesses, where you were supposed to go and what you were supposed to do and what actually you are doing. This understanding is very much important. One, what I am supposed to be as a teacher, what I am supposed to be teach, and what exactly I am doing. এইটা ବହୁତ ସହଜ ଦେଖାଯାଉଛି ଆଉ ଭାରି ସିମ୍ପଲ, ମାନେ ଥିନ୍ ଦେଖାଯାଉଛି, କିନ୍ତୁ ଏଇ ଥଟ୍ କୁ ଯଦି ଆମେ ଏକ୍ସପାଣ୍ଡ କରିବା, then it really has a lot of significance in life. ତେଣୁ ଏଇଟାକୁ କହନ୍ତି, ଏଇଟାକୁ actually ମୁଁ ମୋର ଲେଖାରେ ବି ମୁଁ ଲେଖିଛି, ଆଉ in the classes I teach, ଏଇଟାର social work context ହଉଛି using yourself consciously. Right understanding means if you have using if you have right understanding, then you can use yourself consciously. Actually, to use yourself consciously, not abruptly, without means with a lot of bias and other things, with other problems. If you know what exactly you are doing and what for you are doing and what you are supposed to do, what is good for you, what are your strength and weaknesses, then that will really decide your paths. That is really that bears immense role, plays immense role in success of your life and being happy in your life. Right understanding is very much important. Then one thing also I was speaking to you, I always speak to my students, using yourself consciously is the best thing that you can give to your life. Okay, using your hands, using your head, using your legs, using the whole part of your body, using your thinking consciously means with a sense to what is bad, what is what is bad, what is good, what is wrong, what is right, and what will be its output to others, and what will be its result to me. This is what consciousness. That is what consciousness. And if you are taking every step of your life consciously, or using yourself, your body, and yourself consciously, that is the best thing you are giving to your life. And if you give the best thing to your life, then life will definitely return you the best things. Okay, so that's what I felt it may give some new insight to my students. That's why I share with regard to this. Then right thought. See, there are wants and desires thought, but they should be right. That should be right. See, there are many wants, many desires in our life which are very often they are not right. Okay, as youth, as women, as parents, as children, very often we have many desires which are at times not very much right. So, right thought is important. What we think of ourselves, what we think of others, what we think of the things we are looking for is very important, and there should be a right thinking about everything. Then right speech. Right speech also is another very important, of course, um, contribution of Buddhism to humanity. That is, um, see, whatever right thought you have, whatever good thought you have, that should be reflected in your speech. Otherwise, we of course have different means to this one express our thoughts now, but speech is something very much substantial in expressing what is there in you. So, speaking correct things, right things, soothing to others, benefiting to others is a very much important, very important content of life, according to Buddha, which is a new light to social work. Always through counseling, through education, we are trying to mold others, change others, relieve others' pain. So that is what right speech. That is what right speech. We are using ourselves consciously in speaking. There is a saying, even in all the religions, it's a secular saying that wise people uh, think before they speak, but fools uh, speak before they think. Fools speak before they think. Wise think before they speak, and fools speak before they think. So right think speech also is very much important in relation to others. Then right action, of course, I need not say about this. You all understand about. Then right livelihood. Yes, getting a right livelihood also is important. You cannot just choose everything as your livelihood. Very often, due to our this one environment and due to lack of employment opportunities, sometimes um, sometimes people in India and Orissa are in wrong livelihood, not so called right livelihood. ବେଳେ ବେଳେ ମଦ ବିକିବା, ଏଇଗୁଡାକ simple example. Simple, there are many other livelihood active, not right livelihoods prevailing in the society. Prostitution, and then chori, dacoity, okay, dacoity. Then there are many works that are taken as occupation, not profession, occupation, uh, for the livelihood, which are not right livelihood, but Buddhism speaks about right livelihood. Right livelihood should be that. Then right effort. Right effort. Always, even in context to this, Gandhiji said, uh, right means for right end. Right means for right end. Uh, Good means lead to good ends. If you want to have good result, you need to have good effort, right effort. The results that are achieved through bad efforts, or which are not morally acceptable works, efforts which are harming to others' interest, usually you cannot get a good result. You can, by doing bad things, you cannot expect good result. Whatever benefits benefiting those results may be, they will directly or indirectly produce the defect of bad means. So right effort is acclaimed by Buddhism. Right concentration. Concentration is another very important contribution to the world knowledge of Buddhism. Uh, Actually, in every day, this is what meditation. Right concentration means meditation. Uh, then concentration, contemplation. Whatever, before doing whatever we do, we must have uh, concentrated us, bring back from all distractive thinking thoughts and other things, okay, and concentrate. If we are doing something, we have to concentrate on it. That's what a teaching from Buddhism. Then right mindfulness. Right mindfulness, it is also related to this one, concentration, but it is again persistence. You can say persistence. It is related to persistence means uh, this one, consistency. Okay, consistency, continuously doing something. Mindfulness. Just I will tell a few things about practice of Buddhism. Buddha said in Vinaya Pitaka, uh, chapter 1, verse 21, he said, go, mark, and travel for the welfare and happiness of people, out of compassion for the welfare and happiness of the people, out of compassion for the world, out of compassion for, for, for the world. This was a famous saying of Buddhism to his disciples and uh, Buddhist monks and nuns. Okay. Buddhist had, which is very much associated with the philosophy of social welfare, philosophy of social work. Okay. Then Sangha is one of the very exemplary effort of Buddhism in social welfare administration. Buddhist Biharas were main centers of education and social service for many of the people. And Buddhist non-violence was actually, oh, it is misspelled. It is not sympathy, sympathy, sympathy. Uh, on non-violence has a tremendous contribution to the philosophy of social work in India. This is how Buddhism also played an important role. Now Christianity is left. See, of course, I understand that this block was very long one. and informative as well, because religions and religious philosophy to a large extent help us to gain or get inspired for social work philosophy. That's why we have to we had to discuss about some of the basic principles of all the religions. Now we are left with Christianity. Briefly we will discuss in 2 3 slides. Then we will tomorrow discuss about Gandhian social work and a professional development of professional social work in India. Tomorrow I may not give much time for discussion, but at the end we will take some time. I will, of course, those things are not lengthy and not carrying so much information like this this block. So I'm expecting to roll them down in time. Okay. So bye, students. Have a good day and good night, and we can see you tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Sir, thank you, sir.
Namaste.
Welcome. Welcome.
Namaste.
Namaskar.